Welcome to Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea first look map tour on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Okay, first look map tour. This is Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea, and this is by Joe. I've had a kind of whiz round, as I often do, and I've said this before: if you're new to Farming Simulator 19, if you're new to my channel, if you're new to my first look map tours, when I say first look map tour, I mean a first look to show my viewers. I often have a quick look round just to familiarise myself with where things are. You know, I'm always going to miss things because a lot of these maps are big and there are going to be things you miss, and people always comment and say you didn't show this or you didn't show that or you missed this. That happens. At the end of the day, I can't show everything, otherwise each first look map tour will be about 2 hours long, you know. This one's got me really torn. I never ever like to be critical of modders and map makers because I don't do it. I don't make mods, I don't make maps. It's incredibly complicated, it's incredibly hard, and the effort and time that gets put in by people is, you know, it's a passion for a lot of people. I have on occasion avoided doing a first look map tour or avoided doing a review of a mod because I don't want to be negative about it. Now, there are elements on this map that I love, that I think are brilliant. There are some things that have niggled me a little bit, so I'll point them out, I'll show you, but you know, I just wanted to kind of clear that up. Before I do that, I just need to adjust some settings. Hang on a minute. Okay, so we start on the map and we'll go across the map right here, pretty much slap bang in the middle. It's an unusual map, and this is one of my first. I'm a little bit, I don't know, the map itself in the background is a little bit blurry, and weirdly it looks kind of like a satellite image. It's not, I don't think. It's definitely not, no. It's a bit blurry, and then you've got these bright green lines. Now these are the main roads as far as I can make out, and then you've got all these side roads obviously off the side. I'm not sure why we've got these bright green. Now again, knowing when I speak to Alien Jim about a lot of the work he does, if it's all done on PC, it's converted over, all the files done, everything's changed over, they're not always sure how it's going to come out on console. So it may well be these were never intended to be on here. So it's a bit of an odd one. You know, that's the first thing I will point out. But as far as plots go and fields go, there are only 5 fields marked that have actually got fields with field boundaries and field edges already on them. There are lots and lots of plots, but there are only those. So if we go across to, actually that one, there we go. So the plot we own, actually this is 2 plots, weirdly enough. We start off with this plot here and this plot here. Field prices aren't too bad. If I click on this plot here, they're broken up into lots of smaller chunks, which makes it kind of affordable to build up gradually, which I like. That's good. That's a very clever thing. I like it. But all of these plots, every single one of them, apart from the 5 that are already kind of listed, are all just grass fields. Every single one of them is a grass field, which means you then can plough out what you want in that field once you've bought the plot, whether it be a field that matches the plot exactly, whether it be a big rectangle, whatever shape you want to do, it's entirely up to you. I like that. That's a really good feature. Very, very cool indeed. And like I say, prices aren't too bad. They build up and build up. This plot down here, 698,000. That's a big plot. But then we come all the way down, like I say, a couple of these are tiny. That one's 78,000. So you can really gradually build up on your map. Now we're in a new era of map creation and map making. Map makers can either go really heavy and lots of detail, and you've got a map ready to go and off you go, which is great, because some people don't want to fiddle around with landscaping and don't want to change the map. They just want to be able to come on and play. Then you've got people that are going to make maps which are a bit more bland, is the wrong word, but gives you a lot more scope to customize. And I'm kind of hoping that's the case here. Second thing that I'm a bit puzzled with, and again, if you're watching, if you are the map maker, if you are Joe, I don't want this to come across as negative. There's loads of great points I'm going to get to in a minute. This is odd in that this is your main farm in the middle. We've got all of our plots here. So we've got our chickens, we've got our house, we've got our cows, our sheep, our horses, and all that kind of thing. But we don't own any of this. If you want to own it, you'll have to buy those plots. That to me just seems a bit odd. I mean, they're not expensive. Again, don't get me wrong, they're not. That's a bit peculiar. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for that. It escapes me. I don't know what it is, but it's a bit odd. I'm just thought throw it out there. As far as sell points, we've got quite a lot. We've got the barn, grain elevate. Now, I don't want to start with all the negatives, but anyway, a lot of these have just been, I think, just taken straight, obviously, out of the sort of initial game. But grain elevator east, grain mill, port northwest, port southeast, restaurant, sawmill, selling station generic. I think it's just a generic sell point. And then spinnery and train station mill. Train station mill is not one because there's no train. So again, I don't know. It's a peculiar one, but it's on there anyway. I've got this set on normal and I'm on new farmer mode again, so I can show you what you start off with. As far as what you start off with, we'll have a quick look around the yard. Now again, I like this. This yard is great. The views off into the distance are fantastic, and there are some great features on this map. We've got a couple of shelters, 3 shelters I think. We've got a main farmhouse here. We've got our chickens. We start off with New Holland Tx 32 harvester and header. We start off with 2 fence, cultivator, seeder, a couple of weights. We've got over here our pigs, I believe, and then we've got over here we've got a grain silo. We've got cows through the back here. We've got sheep. The sheep pasture is here. None of these have animals in yet. And we have our horses. Now, because of the new system on Farming Simulator 19, and because we own all of these, because we're on New Farmer, if we go into the garage menu, all of these are sellable. So if you don't want your farm to be here, and you want to make a bit more money to start off with, you can sell all of these off, and then decide on a different plot of land or whatever you want to do. That's great. I like that. You're not fixed to one position. You can go off and you can do whatever you want. That's fantastic. And a lot of the maps are going to be like that now. Oddly, we've got 3 farmhouses. I'm going to show you those in a minute. We'll get to those in a bit. So, yeah, a bit peculiar. The main farmhouse being here, which is kind of where we start. Oh, yeah, we've also got the fit and a little... trailer just here. Something I often forgot when I was on 17, water. There's a little pond here behind the main house and behind this shelter. I did try off screen with an animal trailer, water, the Aquatrans, and it worked fine in here. I could fill up from here, right behind the farm. There's another water source. Which direction was it? Can't remember now. And it wouldn't work in that one, so you can get water out of this one, and it didn't charge me, but I couldn't anywhere else. So what I'm going to do now is jump in the tractor. Some of these bits we will skip the journey, simply because it will take a little while to get between each place. I'll just move that weight out of the way. I don't need it. These maps are standard size, but it feels big. I don't know why. Whether it's just me or not, I don't know. We started off facing south, but we're going to head north out of here. And the northern part of the map, we've got the sea kind of runs around the northeast. Now, again, I'm sorry about this. I really am. If any of you have ever played tabletop wargaming, I don't know if any of you have. You may well have done. And you lay down like battle mats or scenery or whatever, and if you want to put roads down, there's obviously like modular roads. I just get the feeling these feel like kind of modular plonked down roads, you know. I don't know, you've got all this lovely texture and scenery, and these just seem like it's been kind of plonked down section. Again, like I say, I'm not a map maker, and I really apologise. I don't want to criticise, but if we are holding FS19 up as this, you know, it's supposed to be so much better than 17, and it's farmed like never before and all that kind of thing, little bits like that, I don't know, like I say, I don't want to be overly critical, but it's there, it's glaringly obvious. It's one of those things, if I don't mention it, then people will comment and say, well, hang on, are you blind? Did you not see this, that and the other? But I do get the feeling there's a lot of bits to this that have been kind of just plonked, you know, a bit kind of, yeah, chuck that there, you know. We've got a lime station on the left here, and we've got the main store just here. We've got our customisation point just off to the left there, and our purchase point just inside. Got some nice pictures and stuff and potted plants and whatnot inside the main store. All very nice. There's our buy point. So that's our main store. This is going to be fairly whistle stop because there's a lot to get round. This is a big map. Well, so it's a big map. It feels like a big map. It's a normal size map, but it just because everything's spread out. Like I say, if like me on Felsborough, I've been doing a lot of silage bales, cutting grass, baling, wrapping. There's a lot of grass on this because you can buy up these plots and they're all grass before you do anything with them. If that's your thing, you can probably make a ton of money selling silage bales. Buy a plot, cut the grass, sell the bales, and off you go. I'm still heading north. I'm heading up to the northeast corner of the map. Now we come to the BGA. Again, now this is one I like this because it's not your standard drive-in. Boom, there's your BGA. It's kind of twisted round the other way. I don't know. I like that. That's a nice touch. That sort of stands out. Come around the other side, and we've got the BGA. Now I don't know if on the modded maps, and this might be something you guys are going to have to check out and test. Maybe I'll have to do a test off screen. With modded maps, is it like the standard Giants ones that you have to own the BGA to be able to sell here? I don't know that. And because, like I say, this is a new style of, you know, FS19, this is one of the first modded maps. 3 came out today. I don't know that yet. And that thought has just popped into my head. That's something that's going to need to be tested. Because it might well be that the modders have decided in making their maps, no, I don't want that to be the case. You should be able to use it anyway. But I don't know that for definite, so that's going to be tested. Right, we are going to head north. Now, the northeast of this map, there's a little kind of island port area. So we're going to head out to that. There are trees scattered around, various different types. There's a couple of areas which are kind of forestry, not heavy, thick, you know, loads and loads. We come across here to a kind of built up, let's say residential. It's not really residential. I'll go, there's a bit. There's a few houses here. I'm trying to think which way to go. Map on and turn right, I think. Because a lot of the sell points are in this top corner of the map. If we have a quick look, go across the map and zoom in. So we're northeast corner. We've got a lot of sell points up here. We've got a wood sell point. That says buy though. That's got a basket. That's a weird one. I don't know about that. I don't think you can buy wood. But we've got barn, animal dealer, restaurant. Now, okay, here we go again. I do apologise. This has got me baffled. We're in the northeast corner of the map. And again, this is why I get that feeling that things have been plonked a little bit. That sell point says Port Northwest. We're in the northeast part of the map. Now, okay, you could be forgiven for saying, well, on this island. But that's still not the northwest of the island. That is. And that says Port Southeast. Which actually, if we're talking about this island specifically, that should be down here. It's little things like that. I just feel, I don't know. Grain Elevator East. Is it Grain Elevator East on the island or on the map? You know, I don't know. They're things that need to be pointed out because they're glaringly obvious. They are there. And, you know, I'm a bit OCD. That's just in my nature anyway. I say a lot OCD. If I was a map maker, if I was making maps, I would be making sure absolutely 100% things like that I didn't miss, you know. Sorry. is all I can say. So yeah, one of the sale points around the back here. I'm going to have to keep checking the map on this one. This is the selling station generic, the lime station we just passed on the left hand side. Then we've got Port Northwest. If we come out here, go across the grass, we've got a fuel station, and then the sell point northwest just here. I'm going to have to be quick because I've got a load more to fit in. Then we come across this bridge, still on the island, and round the back. Right, so the side there is the sell point, that's the restaurant sell point. Then we come round here, and we've got the animal dealership. This is an interesting one as well. If I go onto this and press L3, it comes up with the actual coops themselves. Cow pasture, pig enclosure, sheep pasture, paddock. It's very weird. If I then press start, it then gives me the options of the animals. So I don't know whether or not, if I come on this with a trailer, whether that would be different, I don't know. But that's where you can buy your livestock direct if you want to. Around the side there is the barn. That's your sell point barn for bales and straw and I assume silage bales and stuff as well. Where are we heading to now? This road on the top, I think. Maybe not, because I need to go across another bridge, do I? I think I probably do. So we come onto the dock itself, and we've got sell point. This is the port southeast sell point, just here on the left. And then in this top corner here of this island, we've got this. Now it says on the map it's a basket, which is implies a shop, but that's your sell point for wood, just here. It's a nice feature because you get that feeling that the lumber's being bought here to be shipped off the island or off the mainland or off to wherever it's going. I like that. And then we've got last on this island, I believe, we've got, was it Grain Elevator East, was it? Yeah, Grain Elevator East. What a mouthful. Which is just over here. Now, from here, we're going to be taking a bit of a drive. Now, this first bit, there's not a lot to see, other than the fact that we've got a lot of grass fields and stuff like that. So I'm going to be heading on the map from here, back onto the mainland, and I'm going to head across here, over to the next sort of sell points. We've got the second of our houses just up here, our overnight resting places. We've got Spinnery and Sawmill. So I'm going to head up there. Then from there, we're going to head off over to this one. We've got another one of our houses. And then kind of across the map, there's a fuel station, train station, mill, grain mill, and that'll be kind of done, but there'll be a bit of a jump between them, I would imagine. So I will see you in a moment when we're in that sort of top corner. I would just show the whole drive, but it's a bit of a drive right over there on the roads. And obviously time constraints, I don't want it to be way too long, you know. Now this is one of the features I wanted to point out that I really like. It's a simple little thing, but because we're right up by the coast, I get the impression this was like a floodplain, and maybe at certain times of the year it does still flood, and you've got this bridge over what was or is a floodplain, river basin, something like that. It doesn't need to be there, but it is, and it's great. I like that. I think it's really, really cool. It's just it's a nice feature to have on the landscape. I don't know, like I say, it just stands out, and I like that. So we're now coming up to the northwest corner of the map. I say corner, and the second of our properties. Now again, oddly, we don't own the land, but we have got property on it. which is an odd one. I haven't really thought about that. Now this is a really cool feature. You kind of come over here, grass everywhere, and you can see the ship off in the distance. And then you get this, and this is what I mean. This is why I'm so torn with this map. Look how cool this is. The time taken to do this is brilliant. I love it. So we've got a beach house, one of the properties we own. Now you could sell it, because at the end of the day, how often are you going to use it realistically? But it is here. It's a really cool feature, and it's the same as the other ones. It works. We come in, press L3. I'm not tired yet, but if it was past 8 o'clock or 8:30 or whatever time it's in the evening, I'll be able to set the time and sleep through the night. But what a cool thing to have on it, and that's why I'm so torn. There are elements of this map which are just phenomenal, really nice, really stand out. And there are some bits which I think probably could have done with a little bit more work. I'm going to get a lot of hate. I know I am. I'm going to get people criticising me and having a go at me. And I apologise. I have to say it as I see it. I always have done on my first look map tours. I'm honest, and I need to be kind of showing that. So, coming up on our left, we have got the spinnery. And this again, after just seeing that, this is what's a bit weird. On the left we've got the spinnery. Nice enough building. Yep, wall. That's where your sell point is. We'll just jump out. And it's just here. So there's your sell point for wool. This is your spinnery. Oh, and cotton, of course. I keep forgetting that. Wool and cotton. Then over this side we've got the sawmill. Now obviously the wood sell point's already over at the little island. The sell point here for wood chips. Not quite sure where. I assume it's right in front of here. So one has a marking. Oh, I suppose that's an arrow, isn't it? Pointing in. But there's not really much else to it. It says sawmill, but that's it, kind of. I don't know. But again, it's open to a bit of fine tuning, and if it's been specifically done to be a blank canvas for people to put their own creations on, that's fantastic. That's kind of what I think people are looking at as an option. But there you go. So what we're going to do now is head to the next property. This is a bit more alpine, seeing as it's Alps Panorama. And I suppose that's probably why you're looking across and you haven't got those multicoloured textures of fields, because it's all grass. Until you buy those plots and you actually plough them and make your own fields, it just seems a little bit bland, I suppose. But then you have got the option, and I guess that's what it's all about. Options. I will see you up there in a moment. Okay, so we're on the winding path up the mountainside, up to the Eagle's Nest. It's quite steep actually up this one. I was going to say, if you wanted to swap location for your starting point for your farm, because you already own the property up here, you could do that. So it's a bit of an odd place. I think the farm is in a nice location because it's slap bang in the middle, which means you can do everything you want from there. But again, with 19 we've got that customization that you don't have to be there, you can go wherever. So we've gained some altitude and we're running across. Looking across to the left, there's another kind of an outcrop, I suppose it is. But up here, so you've got the beach house, you've got the farmhouse, and you've got this one up here on this high up mountainside with a big old placeable area, which again, brilliant. I like that. But what I also like, and this is another great feature, is these little trackways that kind of wind across the hillsides. God, it's a big expanse, isn't it? It gives it a real kind of alpine mountain kind of feel to it. Coming off the side of here, we've got more of them, and it's, I don't know, see this again, it's a great feature. I love this. Crisscrossing the fields, that one goes right up out the outside, and all of these fields are purchasable and ploughable, and I don't know how you would work that bit of land up there. That would be a bit of a game, wouldn't it? But See this, all this. Oh, we had one of these on Grizzly Mountain. Wow, that's cool. It would be if I get onto it. That's weird. There we go. What a nice touch. Now when I came around and did a quick whiz around the map, I went up to the right and round up there. I didn't do that bit, so that's my first time going over that. That was really cool. I like that. And this is brilliant. The sweeping nature of the mountainside. So you've got a lot of differences in the map, you know. You've got the flat plains, open area down by the farm and out towards the sea. These little pond things just over here, like I say, I did try those earlier. Wouldn't let me take water from only the little pond behind the farm itself. So moving swiftly on, we're going to head across the map more towards the centre again now. We've got that big outcrop, and the other side of the outcrop we've got the grain mill and the train station mill, is it? So as soon as I saw that on the map I thought, oh, it's got trains on. Yeah, it hasn't, which is odd, but anyway. We're going to head down this way. Another nice dotted pond area. I think it's good because you've got these big expanses and they're broken up by some nice features. Nice undulations in the hillsides. This is, I think, probably by far my favourite part of the map over this side. I like it a lot. So over there, that building, just as we're coming up on this huge outcrop sticking out, is, there we go, we're back onto one of these kind of, I don't know, roadways. We've got a fuel station, and we come round under here, and here another fantastic feature. These cuts in the now I don't know if these originally, again, it's difficult to know what was intended and what was put in when the map was originally made, but these kind of divots and cuts, almost like culverts, they give the impression that mountain water, like in heavy rains, runs down these. You know, you can sort of just about see them. They're really cool features across the map. It does mean you can't just go tonking across the fields, because all of a sudden you find yourself catapulted in the air, and it's going to make using some of those fields a bit trickier. Might require a bit of landscaping and that kind of thing. Right, so there is a tunnel that I've just passed, actually, goes under this little bit here. That's just behind us. Let's see it properly. Just through there. Right, so I'm going to see you in a minute. We'll be over by the grain mill and train station mill. So on our right hand side we have got the train station mill, sell point just there, and then there's a little track just off here which takes us out to, I think it's the grain mill, isn't it? Just check on the map. Yeah, the grain mill just out here on the eastern coastline that wraps around. There we go. Now on my old Let's Plays, first look map tours, I always used to say about the prices and, you know, that kind of thing. Because there are so many different options now available and different starting modes as well, which start you off with different money, and because we've now got economy modes too, you know, I've got this set on normal, on easy obviously the price would be better, and then obviously depending on what start mode, and so it can get a little bit more complicated from that aspect. I'm going to cut across the grass here. There's this track that heads up, so that big outcrop we just drove round, if we go up this road here, takes us right up onto that outcrop. I think on the left here. And we are almost at the end of this first look map tour. I dare say there are going to be things that I've missed. There are going to be fantastic features and little bits and bobs that really stand out. This is a kind of create your own map, you know. There's a lot of blank spaces, a lot of fields to buy up, plough out, make the fields your own, make the map your own. I can only apologise. I came across as incredibly negative at the start, and I didn't mean to, but as I was at those points I needed to point those things out. I hope you stuck with it, and I hope you see it's a great map. There are some fantastic features on here. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, and there may be things on here that people just don't like, but there may be stuff on here that people absolutely love. It could be that customization that people are looking for. Nice big placeable area up on top of this hilltop as well. We'll just go on to the map. We are at the moment just here. So if we zoom out, we've pretty much been around the entire map. Like I say, there's lots of areas here to buy up, and the prices, they're not too bad at all. I mean, that plot there that has the house on, 67,000. That one there around the back of it, 153, and that one there, 150,000. I honestly don't know how you're going to farm those. They're right up on the mountainside. But it's a challenge, and it's kind of one of those, the challenge is there, and if you want it, go for it. You can, of course, sell all those if you want to, and whatever you want to do. But we have come to the end of this first look map tour on the Alps Panorama at the Northern Sea by Joe. I hope you have found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest, whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.